Student clients, welcome back to another edition of the NMS e-learning systems YouTube channel, brought to you by the DLA Guru.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, the wonderful world of YouTube. This is my regularly scheduled bi-monthly live stream, members only live stream. Really excited about today. I have a lot to talk to you guys about, and looking forward to interacting with you this morning. As far as, let's see, my initial presentation is completely for the general public. I got some great stuff that I've cooked up, and a nice little brew of DLA information to help you guys navigate the seas of the DLA, country with the DLA, and got a great presentation for you guys today. And that presentation is only going to take up about maybe 20 minutes for the public, the general public, and then we'll be switching, going into our closed circuit members only content today. So if you're interested in joining the group of brigadier general level members who subscribe to our membership members only channel, feel free to join us. Of course, it's a paid subscription to that service, but we'll be able to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. Let's see here. I'm going to put that join link in the chat now as we let people roll into the building. Looks like we have, how many viewers do we have here? We have 2 concurrent viewers in the building. Looks like we have Ephraim. Ephraim's in the building. Good morning to you, Ephraim, live from Israel. All right. Ephraim is one of our Brigadier General members, and I'm looking forward to talking with you after this public version of the live stream, Ephraim. And if we have any other Brigadier Generals in the building, feel free to let me know that you are in the building by putting some information in the chat. Just let me know you're there. I always love some hearts or some fire emojis just to kind of give me an idea that we got some folks that are engaging with me. All right, Ephraim in the building. Yes, Ephraim, fantastic. Hey, welcome, welcome. I see you there. You got the first comment today, so we'll give you a round of applause. Let's see, we have 5 concurrent viewers, 2 likes. Fantastic. You know, I'd love to get those likes, get the parity to likes and views. It always gets the YouTube algorithm, or like I say, the audio rhythm cooking, and gets the message out to a broader audience of folks. So thank you for those likes, because YouTube likes and loves engagement. Hey, it looks like we got James in the building. Hey, James, hailing from North Carolina in the building. So check this out, man. We got Israel and America. We got us all in the building with the focus on learning how to be successful in navigating these seas of the DLA. So thank you for joining us today. James in the building indeed. Hey, give you a round of applause too, James. Yeah, great. Fantastic. Good to see you. I think we missed you last time I went live, James. I guess, hopefully you were able to see some of that content on the replay. Let's see here. We got 6 concurrent viewers in the building and 3 likes. That's enough to go in and get me started, because, man, look, I have so much to talk to you guys about today. And I know for a fact my Brigadier General level members, they're going to really be looking forward to our closed circuit members only content today. So I want to make sure that the time that I have allocated for today, that I'm fully available and fully charged. I had my cup of coffee, had my breakfast this morning. So I'm ready to rock and roll and answer all the questions. And let's see here. James says he wasn't aware I was going live last time. Yeah, it was kind of an impromptu live, but I typically try to give at least an hour of notice. So make sure that your notification bell, James, is enabled on your YouTube app there, because, hey, anytime that I make a public post or I go live or anything like that, you should get a notification on your phone, and you have to have that notification bell enabled in order to see that. And since this is for the general public as of right now, anyone that's new to my content, new to me, if you're interested in throwing a question in the chat there, you'll have to be a subscriber to the channel. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe and drop any question, because in this next 20, 30 minutes. I'll be answering, fielding as many questions as I can in the chat there. But let's see, because sometimes, man, I can get a little excited, a little long-winded. So I want to make sure that I maximize my time today. So let's go ahead and switch into my presentation because I got a lot to talk about today. As you guys know, the title of today's public presentation is the top 5 mistakes to avoid when doing business with the DLA. And, a lot of folks get a little overwhelmed and they get a little, I guess, discouraged from doing business with the DLA because they are a direct support agency to the Department of Defense. And you guys know Uncle Sam and the Department of Defense does not play. And so you guys want to make sure that you're getting all the information to empower and inspire you of how to navigate your company in doing government contracting with the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. So for those of you who are new to me, new to my content, new to my channel, my name is Kiwi Hendricks, and I am the U.S. Government Sales Manager with the National Material Supply Company. Our company has been navigating the government contracting space, U.S. federal contracting, for over 20 years, and we have myopically focused a lot of our business on supporting the Department of Defense. And with that, we have partnered and worked with a lot of manufacturers and tier 1 distributors, tier 2 distributors as well, in finding and sourcing products and doing kitting and all different types of projects in support of the DLA. And I have coined the name the DLA Guru because 1, it's catchy, 2, because I've been in this space for over 20 years. And I think I've skipped my knee, bumped my head enough in order to provide a little guidance to you guys who may be new to the DLA or looking to scale and expand your business. You even may be looking for partnership or teaming opportunities with other vendors in the space. And I wanted to create this channel to provide some support, just provide a really safe place for folks globally to get together and communicate through some training programs that I've created, through memberships that I've created as far as my YouTube space, as well as LinkedIn. And hey, guys, we're just getting started. I've been doing this for about 1.5 years, and I welcome all of you to this space, and yeah, get to know me. I got over 100 videos in my catalog, so hey, just kind of strap in and find out what kind of wets your palate and engage. So welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel indeed. So in order to help me help you and to grow my message, grow my channel, grow my reach, subscriptions are very, very important to any YouTube creator. So I noticed that we get a lot of views. I think we're approaching 100,000 views of our videos within this channel. And, I got about 1,800 or so subscribers to the channel. So that means we get a lot of people viewing the content, but not necessarily subscribing. Not necessarily because you don't like me, but maybe you just don't think that it really matters. And it really does matter to me. So if you're loving my content, loving what I do, please click that subscribe button, hit that like button, especially if any video in the catalog that you guys kind of take a look at, if this helps to solve any kind of dilemma that you may be having, or at least give you a little bit of guidance into how to potentially navigate a DLA contract or some form of government contracting in general. Hey, the likes mean a lot to me. And please, by all means, leave a comment, because any comments that you guys leave on any videos in my catalog, I read any and all comments, and I do my best to respond to all of them. So feel free to shoot me a comment. The engagement means a lot to me. It lets me know that, hey, what I'm doing, spending time in my day, in my life to give to you guys, means something to you. So it means something to me when I see that you guys are engaging. And last but not least, please subscribe. Not subscribe, share this content. Share it with friends, family members, loved ones, folks that you think might benefit from, a new business opportunity of doing business with the Defense Logistics Agency. A lot of folks have never heard of the DLA. The past 6 months or so, 6-7 months, I think the DLA has kind of had a concerted, effort on trying to promote and get the DLA's name out. One, because, hey, they need us. They need U.S. citizens who are registered in SAM.gov, who have interest in government contracting, to figure out what the DLA is all about, see if there's ways that your company can position yourself in order to support the combat agency, the DLA, in support of our Department of Defense and our troops from around the world. So fantastic. I'm glad to see you guys are here. And like I just told James, make sure you hit that notification bell once you subscribe to the channel, because it's no sense in being a day late, a dollar short, and not getting the information when I release it within these YouTube streets. So that's that. Okay, the live stream agenda today: top 5 mistakes to avoid. And you guys may say, wow, that is a fairly, that background you got there is like, okay, wait a minute, you mean we're going to go to a federal penitentiary? Well, hey, it depends on how bad you make mistakes. Yeah, you might find yourself locked up in a federal penitentiary if you're not following the rules and you're trying to be, kind of slick with it as it relates to doing business with the DLA. And that's not what I definitely don't recommend that. So there are many mistakes that you can make with the DLA. And of course, I only have 20-30 minutes to talk to you guys today. So I've decided to just select 5 of the top that come to mind, 5 mistakes that I've made in the past. And well, not necessarily me personally, but maybe mistakes that we've made that we didn't know we were making. And so I learned what not to do. So I wanted to kind of deliver some of this content to you guys today. So that's what our agenda will be covering. But before getting into the 5 top mistakes to avoid when doing business with DLA, I'd like to talk a little bit about my fiscal year 2024 goal of supporting 100 new businesses with your DLA contracts. And it's one of these efforts that I put together back in January. Every live stream I go on, I talk about it because I'm always having new folks looking at my content. So for those of you who have heard this, hey, I just have to reiterate it, just in case you forgot. But even for those new to my content, if you're really interested in tuning in and tapping into being one of those 100 companies that I would love an opportunity to partner with by getting to know you on a more personal level, understanding what your business core competencies are, knowing what your capabilities are, and just, looking for folks who are just really excited about this opportunity. The way that you're able to get involved with me is, if you see on my screen there, I have the email address. It comes straight to me, the DLA guru. fed.contracting@msupply.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you have an interest in learning more about how you can get involved in a lot of my training programs and my networking opportunities in order for us to cam up, mic up, get to know each other on a more personal basis, so I can learn more about your company's capabilities, core competencies, as it relates to my vision of creating a DLA vendor network where we can go after larger contracts together, instead of this being kind of a solopreneur type of approach. I think if you're able to partner up and do business, with people that you know, like, and trust, I think that's one of a definitely path towards success with doing federal contracting on a larger scale. Something that our company hasn't really participated with in the past 20 years. So it's kind of a new project, a new focus, a new vision that I have. And I think that, with the right, companies with the right stuff, I think that we will be able to partner and do joint ventures together and go after really big fish with the DLA. And anyway, so you have it there, fed.contract@msupply.com. Go ahead, send me an email. Let me know you're interested in learning more, and I'll be sure to respond directly to you on the next steps of how you can get more involved. Okay, cool. So you're here today because you want to learn more about the top 5 mistakes to avoid when selling to the DLA. There's a lot of, and if you guys are part of my newsletter, and I think in the chat there, I did post a link of how you can join my newsletter. I have an ebook that I created called the DLA Need to Know Guide. Take a look at the chat, click that link, drop in your email, and you will be able to get a download of an ebook that I wrote that will give you some oversight, or some insight, I should say, insight on the things that I think that will be important for you as a government contractor to know about doing business with the DLA. So DLA Need to Know Guide. I even think I have a YouTube video out there. If you guys, for those of you that don't like to read too much, there is a video that talks about it as well in my catalog. Feel free to search DLA Need to Know Guide in my catalog, and you'll see some of those videos pop up. using the search field there, and take a look at what I put together, because I think it will definitely give you some insight. All right, so getting involved with the DLA can be tumultuous. And the DLA, as I mentioned, has been doing a lot of webinars these past a couple of months or so, where they're offering, free webinars. And I also, pump that out to my newsletter as well as my community forum, letting you guys know, go ahead and get registered, take a look at what the DLA is cooking. And our team also sits in those webinars. And sometimes I see some folks who are subscribers and people who have taken the master classes. We kind of talk in the Zoom chats that the DLA has, which is awesome that you guys are there seeing what the DLA is cooking. But I don't know if you guys have been recognizing the DLA is not giving you, they're not really spilling the beans. It's very, very general webinars. They call it training, but they're more of kind of like informationals where they'll just let you know who the DLA is. I think just by federal law, the DLA can't really divulge too much information as relates to the ins and outs and inner workings of doing business with the DLA. So that's when you have content creators like myself, vendors that are actually in the business and are willing to work with newcomers to the DLA to provide you guys with the toolage, the know-how of how to actually navigate DLA contracting. And so it's great to sit in those webinars, get a taste of it. But hey, guess what? I think you're going to be wanting to reach back out to me, because the DLA is not talking about mistakes to avoid. And I decided to go ahead and put this together for you guys. First mistake that I say is one of those that will land you in the slammer, and that is selling counterfeit parts. The DLA has this process called traceability, where if you're bidding on contracts within the DIBBS bid board and you got a great price, great availability, you may get an email from a contracting officer that says, hey, we are interested in working with you. We need to get some traceability. We need to get some traceability of the part that you're proposing to supply to the DLA. And that traceability has everything to do with the linkage back to the original equipment manufacturer, or the OEM, because over the years, there are a lot of bad apples who have tried to, let's say, circumvent the DLA's process by providing counterfeit parts to the DLA. And one of the webinars that we sat in, I remember one of the contracting officers mentioning that there was a company that had over 700 contracts where they were knowingly providing counterfeit parts to the DLA. And you would say, you would think that they would flag you after one contract, but no, this contract officer mentioned that there are over 700 contracts that they allowed this company to do before they launched an investigation. The DLA has a ton of legal lawyers who work with them, and they also work with other members of the federal government. That would be the FBI. And they launched an investigation with this company, and they just wanted to get enough receipts in order to make sure that this company would never be able to see the light of day again. And so selling counterfeit parts is definitely a no-no. You don't want to do that to the DLA. A lot of folks, reach out to me and say, hey, this part has been discontinued by the OEM. Are we able to do this? Are we able to do that? And, it really all depends on the criticality of the part, and things of that nature. But through my training programs, I teach a lot about how to kind of navigate that arena such that, you're keeping the lines of communication open with the DLA direct. And, there are just ways that you can navigate that in order to support the DLA, but it's all about transparency. So you guys do not want to get into thinking that the DLA, you got a leg up on the DLA, you're going to trick them or something, because they do a lot of investigation of those parts that come into the DLA supply chain. They even have a whole team, not only just legal, but they have what's called product specialists, who their job is to make sure that the products are same form, fit, and function to match the selling characteristics of the national stock number. So even if you slip something through the cracks and you think you got away with bloody murder, just know that the DLA is collecting receipts on you, and they will come after you. There is a statute of limitation that's it's a 5-year statute of limitation for most federal contracts, and I know it applies to that of DLA. that even if you are able to ship a product that you may be thinking, hey, I'm just going to just do this and see what happens, that, 4 years, you see 360 on the fourth year, 364th day of that year, you might get a phone call or email from Attorney General's office asking questions about a contract that you performed on 4 years ago. So don't think that just because you get paid that you're out of the jungle when it relates to counterfeit parts. So I just recommend that you don't go down that road at all. So, and these mistakes that I'm mentioning, guys, are not in any order of like the biggest egregious mistake that you can make. They're just random thoughts that I kind of, well, not random thoughts, but that they are just in no order of importance, as far as the highest level of that nature. All right, number 2, shipping the wrong unit of measure. All right. That can get you in a world of hurt also. I wouldn't say it'll get you behind bars, but it may get you behind some financial bars. Because if you're shipping the wrong unit of measure to the DLA and the packaging specialist says, hey, this should have been packed 3 in a box and you ship 1 in a box or 2 in the box, they will do what's called, they will hit your contract, which with an acronym called the QN, which stands for quality notification. And for those of you who may be new to the DLA, and I've heard horror stories from some newcomers to the DLA that said, hey, man, I got a QN and the DLA is not talking to me. I had no idea I had a QN on this, and we're 60 days out and I haven't gotten paid, and the DLA is not going to pay me. And my products that I ship to one of those depots is in storage room B. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Office Space when they put the guy down in storage room B with the stapler and all that good stuff. But this is exactly what the DLA does. They will put your material away from the supply chain in a storage room, and it will just sit there and collect dust. The DLA, they're awarding 10,000 contracts a day. They're not worrying about your contract. They're moving and moving on to the next solicitation. But guess what? All of your material is stuck with a QN, and it's incumbent upon you, because the DLA will not contact you. They will not contact you at all. That stuff will sit there for 5 years if you don't reach out and find out what happened and why you didn't get paid. So my training programs also kind of help you navigate that if you find yourself getting caught up and making this mistake of shipping the wrong unit of measure to the DLA. So it's very important understanding how to, number 3, bid your contracts, because if you are underbidding your contracts, maybe because it's linked back to the wrong unit of measure, you're thinking that you're going to supply what your OEM is supplying to you, to the DLA, and not really understanding the solicitation and how to interpret what the DLA is requesting and requiring from you, from a quantity unit pack, or just how many come in a case, how much comes in a bundle. Sometimes if you're getting into welding rods, the weight of those welding rods matters, because the DLA may say, hey, we're looking for 50-pound bundles. And if you're shipping 40-pound bundles, hey, they do judgmental samples and they weigh that stuff, guys. And if you are finding, the DLA is finding that you're trying to cut corners, they will slap a QN on you as before you know it. And, you're chasing your tail. And whenever you get those QNs, guys, there is a process in order to get access to those product specialists that the DLA protects. Very rarely do you get a chance to talk directly to the product specialist. And literally, you send an email today, you may not get a response for 2 weeks. And guess what, guys? Your manufacturer, your vendor that you're working with, they can care less. They are going to invoice you and expect to be paid net 30. And so you run the risk of damaging a relationship with a vendor if your products that you're shipping to the DLA gets caught up and you're basically, I always recommend never finance federal contracts. You want to make sure that you're doing everything correctly, so your cash flow doesn't get locked up on the QNs, because the DLA, they're doing a lot of that. I would say fiscal year 2024, with the DLA coming back into the office, they're bringing in new staff. Sometimes, these product specialists are still being trained, and these guys sometimes make mistakes as well. And it's just a world of hurt. But anyway, back to the underbidding. Underbidding your contracts, linking back to the unit of measures one, and then you're thinking that you're not really understanding the performance requirements of those contracts, whether it be FOB destination contracts where you have to ship it and you have to pay for shipping, or the packaging, labeling requirements like special packaging that you may need to purchase in order to support that particular procurement. And you're just underbidding your contracts, and you find yourself like, wow, I got this award, but I didn't know I had to buy this and buy that and do this and ship this and the weight of this and that. And then you find yourself in the red. You find yourself having negative profit on those contracts, which is not a good thing. So you want to avoid underbidding contracts, and of course you don't want to overbid the contracts, but with the proper training, proper coaching, reaching out to content creators like myself who can help you with that. It's always great to have a coach, guys, that you can reach out to and just say, hey, if you were in my shoes and doing this, what are some things that you have had experience doing that I may be missing that can provide a little bit of guidance as you're navigating DLA contracts? Because underbidding, I've experienced it early on in our contracting endeavors with the DLA. And it could be very painful to underbid a DLA contract, because the worst thing you want to do is try to cancel a contract, because that hits your vendor performance rating in a very negative way, and you just want to avoid that. So seeking coaching will definitely help you avoid that mistake as well. Number four, misinterpreting the contract and solicitation data. This is by far one of the biggest mistakes that I think contractors make when doing business with the DLA. They're not really understanding all the boilerplate jargon. There may be sometimes there's fine print about the shelf life of materials that you're shipping to the DLA. And I mean, literally, it's not in bold print. It's literally just like tucked into some of the specifications on the solicitations. And if you don't know how to scan those documents and find the things that really matter and translate back to you, you can find yourself misinterpreting with the requirement that the DLA is looking for the materials that you're shipping, and that could be very costly to your company. Costly, again, as well as you're shipping materials that are that don't meet what the DLA is looking for, and you'll find yourself in storage room B with that material once you ship it to the DLA. And so misinterpreting that data. So, hey, you may say, well, how do I, avoid misinterpreting the data? Get training. I have a lot of these, training programs out there in order to assist you guys with, just understanding at a very, I guess, high level of what you're getting into when it comes to working with the DLA. But again, every single contract is different, guys. Unless you're selling the same national stock number over and over and over again to the DLA, which is a great thing. But again, the DLA has over 6 million national stock numbers in their database, and the warfighter, sends out different purchase requests every day. So you may find yourself, entering into different industries, different markets, supporting different commands. Keep in mind the DLA, has like the 7 major commands. Just DLA land and maritime, DLA aviation, DLA troop support, DLA, medical. I mean, it's just so many different commands that the DLA has, that each command is buying different types of products with different requirements. And that's how you scale your business. You want to be able to find a lane in one command initially, but you want to start to kind of branch out, because each command has its own kind of, culture. They have their own way that they do business and how they support the warfighter. So it's just great to kind of understand that and get the proper training so that you guys know how not to misinterpret the requirements in the contracts as well as the solicitations. Again, the more you get involved in this, you'll see that, every contract, every solicitation is just a little, there are nuances, differences to them. And just having access to consultants, coaches, mentorship programs as it relates to, folks that have been in the space for a long time, it's always going to be a plus to helping you guys be successful and learning how to soar and doing business with the DLA. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on that. And You want to make sure that you're, big mistake, incorrectly packaging your material shipments. A lot of times folks don't understand and how the DLA wants items not only just labeled, but the packaging, how you protect the shipments in transit. Because keep in mind, just because you may be shipping to a freight forwarder domestically, the DLA is not going to open that and repackage it. They literally are looking for that box of materials to be shipped correctly, because it may go from a freight forwarder straight to a facility globally. It may be getting shipped to a remote desert installation, or whatever the DLA whatever the DOD may be doing. It may be going to Africa, it may be going to the Middle East, it may be going to Europe. You just never know where your products will be going. So packaging incorrectly can get you guys in a world of hurt as well. And so again, all five of these top mistakes kind of are interwoven within each other. But these, again, I would recommend to get as much training and insight on your individual contractor that you're going after, so that you don't make the mortal mistakes of getting yourself caught up here, because those QNs can be very painful, of how to rework that type of those materials, especially for small businesses, guys. So getting access to the information, the know-how to avoid it, is going to be paramount for you. Okay, cool. Let's see. As I am talking here, I'm checking the chat. If you have any questions as I'm talking, guys, feel free to drop them in the chat there, because I'll see them as they pop up, and I'll do my best to field those questions. Let's see. I got a little bit more to talk about, but I want to let's see. Do I have any? Let me check the chat. Okay, nothing's in the chat right now. All right, so great. For those of you, because we got 9 concurrent viewers, 6 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate the likes. If you guys want to go ahead and hit me up with some more likes, that would be great. Get some parity to views and likes. I always love that. Okay, we got Ephraim. Ephraim's in the building. Let me go ahead and put this on the top screen there. Ephraim says, question number 1, is Uline relevant to me in terms of packing if I'm not from the country? So not exactly sure I understand the question, but I do know that Uline is a great source for packaging. Uline, their claim to fame, uline.com. For those of you who have never heard of Uline, just go ahead and go to their website. But they have a wealth of packaging materials that you can select from. And Uline is awesome too, because if you have a requirement on a DLA contract, by the way, you can dial the 1-800 number to Uline and talk to a packaging specialist for free. Let them know you're a government contractor. You got this requirement for an opaque bag or whatever type of bag that the DLA is looking for. And you can give them the dimensions, because, of course, you don't want to have a really big bag for a small product. So, understanding exactly the products that you're shipping, talking to packaging companies like Uline can definitely help steer you in the right direction. Now, I will say that Uline is not the cheapest place to buy packaging materials, but a lot of times, they can at least give you some insight as to kind of figuring out what kind of translates, or how you're interpreting your contract. And you can get in the ballpark of where, what type of bag or box that you may need. And then you can kind of take that information and then look around the market and see if you can find something that meets within the pricing. Because keep in mind, number 3, as I mentioned here, underbidding your contracts is a no-no. So you want to kind of get that information up front. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Let me ask another question here. It says, where did we find the SPAR score? Hey, James, the DLA doesn't advertise that SPAR's rating is internal to the DLA. But I will say that if you reach out to a command that you're looking to do business with, you can reach out to the Office of Small Business Programs office and schedule a conversation with one of the folks within it. And James, if I remember correct, you are a service disabled veteran-owned small business. So any command that you're reaching out to, let them know that you are a certified vet and you'd like to talk to your liaison officer within the small business office there, and then ask those questions about SPAR's ratings, because I think those guys are able to log into the DLA system and pull up what your rating is and kind of give you some, give you a little direction as to, let's say, if you got a negative rating or something like that, of how you might be able to get that rectified. And keep in mind, those ratings are sometimes not always correct. It's sort of like, if you can kind of think about your own credit score, sometimes you may have a blemish on your credit score, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I paid that on time. That company didn't report that correctly. So you're able to go in and working with the Office of Small Business Programs. They can give you some direction of how you might be able to challenge or make appeals to some of those SPARS ratings. I would say, a few years ago, before the pandemic, it was, they had, I remember there was one guy that kind of handled SPARS for all of DLA. And I don't think that gentleman is doing that work any longer. So I'm not exactly sure, it's not that easy as it was back then to challenge those ratings, because we've had some issues with some DCMA reps with some of our contracts that I think, it was, we've got some negative ratings against, late deliveries because we were, screwing around with the DCMA. But, and we're still trying to figure out the new process that the DLA has. But James, hopefully that answers your question of where you can at least find some information about your SPARs there. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Let's see. Ephraim. All right. Ephraim says, sorry for the confusion. I'm out of the country. How can I do packaging? Yeah, Ephraim, from a perspective of being able to get, so, like you're in Israel. So if you're shipping directly from Israel to the United States, you would basically just have, you would have to find a packaging company, I guess, in Israel that will be able to provide you with the right packaging, materials that you'll need to support a DLA contract. Now, if you're working with vendors in the United States and you're trying to do a dropship model, that's yet, another process within itself. And Ephraim, I know that you are a Brigadier General level member. I think today that would be a great question for us to talk about, closed circuit, after we get out of this public space where we can cam up and mic up and talk a little bit more about it. So keep that thought in mind, Ephraim, and we, maybe I can get a little bit more information from you when we actually talk direct today. All right, cool. Thank you for that comment, Ephraim, for sure. All right, hey, we got we got Smart Chucky in the building. Smart Chucky says, do we need to add all NAS codes of products we are bidding on SAM? And the answer of that, as it relates to the DLA, the answer is no. All right, so you do not necessarily need to keep going into SAM and updating your NAS codes in SAM and your PSC codes within SAM in order to think that, DLA won't award a contract to you because your NAS code is not correct. And I think a lot of times, if you are getting into those situations, Smart Chucky, our experience has been when we were working directly with the Air Force, for example. We had a big contract with the Air Force some years ago, and we didn't have the NAS code for what that contract officer was going to attach that contract to. So they reached out to us and said, hey, we noticed that your SAM profile doesn't have that NAS code loaded in there. Can you, load that NAS code before, and after that's done, we can award the contract to you. So a lot of times, the contract officers, if they're really ready to do business with you, man, if that's a requirement, Smart Chucky, they will reach out to you and let you know that you need to update your SAM profile, because it's nothing. It doesn't, it's not a big deal to go into your SAM. It just may take a day or two for it to be initiated or saved within your SAM profile. But yeah, so no, you do not need that. And hopefully, Smart Chucky, that answers your question. Hey, by the way, Smart Chucky, I'm not familiar. Like a lot of times, I get a lot of folks kind of reaching in and out. I think you may be new. Thank you for being a subscriber. Hey, put it in the comments there. Where are you from? City and state. It'd be great to kind of see what regions everyone's in, because I know James is in North Carolina. We know Ephraim, he's in Israel. And it'll be kind of good to know where Smart Chucky, where you're hailing from, what city, state, or wherever in the world you may be in another country. It'll be great to know where you at. All right, cool. All right, guys. Again, I'm always long-winded. I've been talking for 38 minutes, and I meant to talk for like 20, 30 minutes. Let me finish these other two slides, and we're going to be moving to our closed circuit content for all of our Brigadier General level members to cam up and mic up and talk everything DLA related with me, yours truly, DLA Guru. All right, looks like Smart Chucky, you are in Arizona. All right, you are in Arizona, one of the very, very beautiful state in America to be a part of. Very hot, but very beautiful. Those cactuses and those mountains, man. Oh my God. it's just beautiful. Okay, cool. So let's finish out my presentation, guys, because I'm a little long-winded. I get excited about what I'm doing here. So in order to avoid these top 5 mistakes, I have what I always promote is you guys getting involved with third-party software that can help you navigate the vast array of DLA national stock numbers so that you can get all the technical data that you need on those national stock numbers. DIBBS doesn't provide all the beans. They don't spill all the beans on this, man. You guys going to have access to some third-party software. And our company utilizes Intertech/SEI Global. And you may say, well, what's this name, Intertech? Well, SEI Global was recently acquired by a company by the name of Intertech. So you may see me talking about Intertech and SEI Global. They're all the same. It's just that a lot of my content has been talking about SEI Global over the past year. So I just don't want to get you guys confused. They're both the same company. But they provide some software called Logicom and Opportunity Manager. So when you guys go through my master classes, you'll see me talking a lot about it because these are the tools that we utilize in order for us to translate a lot of the NSN data from a technical perspective, technical characteristics, technical detail, technical drawings. And that's Intertech SEI Global's claim to fame. They are a repository of military data globally, not just with the U.S. military, but I mean, we're talking about the British military. We're talking about Australian government. I mean, this is what these guys do, and they are a multinational company, and this is their claim to fame. This is what they do. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Intertech, SEI Global, and the relationship that our company has with them from a training perspective, we offer a new client referral program that allows you a 14-day free trial of the Intertech SEI Global software, and you'll get to train with yours truly, the DLA Guru. I offer a 30-minute one-on-one training just to show you guys how the tool works and how we utilize the tool in order to help our company navigate the DLA and to make sure that we are not making the mistakes that you see on screen there. So just great to have access to those types of tools. And not only are you able to get technical data, but SEI Global Intertech also provides a DLA solicitation tracking software through their Opportunity Manager software tool that allows you to basically have software. I call it, Opportunity Manager doesn't sleep. It doesn't eat. It only just gives data, and it basically kicks out whatever you need it to kick out as it relates to national stock numbers that you may be tracking. As it relates to DLA solicitations, it's just a fantastic tool. Highly recommend it. And all that information and those tools kind of help you make sure that you're not making and skinning your knee and bumping your head and making the 5 mistakes that you see there. There are just ways that, the training will help you understand how those 5 mistakes can be avoided utilizing powerful recommended software tools for success with the DLA. All right. Last but not least, HEC Distribution in partnership with National Material Supply Company. I haven't really talked a lot about this, guys, but I thought this year may be great to just let you guys know because there are so many federal opportunities that are out there that are linked back to the National Industries for the Blind and the AbilityOne Program. We are an authorized distributor, National Supply by way of HEC Distribution, of the AbilityOne Program. We are part of the AbilityOne Commission. I think last I checked, there are about 200 and maybe 90 vendors that are in the space that are authorized distributors of AbilityOne, and we are one of those distributors. And you're able to log on to hecdistribution.com. I'll put the link in the description of this video for the replay, where you'll be able to take a look at some of the I think there are about 2,000 products or so that we have on that site that are manufactured by National Industries of the Blind. And you may have some federal contracts out there that have a requirement that you must purchase and use AbilityOne products in the performance of that federal contract. And these are like service contracts, of course, through on the SAM.gov. And you will find through like Unison Marketplace, through FedBid, FedConnect, all those different types of marketplaces out there where there may be some requirements for they may call out AbilityOne program products. And you guys will need to be able to access authorized distributors in order to and again, you must be a prime vendor where you are able to get some competitive pricing on products federally mandated by federal government for you guys to purchase and to distribute to federal agencies. And so, hey, just reach out to me. Let me know if you're interested in learning more about how you can get your hands onto some AbilityOne products at a competitive price. I'm sure we'll be able to assist you with that. Now, a lot of folks who are new to me, new to my content, are saying, hey, man, I've heard a lot about the DLA. I got these service contract content creators out there that say, hey, man, products are just not the way to go. You want to get into services so you can become a multi-millionaire overnight. I'm not an advocate of that type of philosophy. I think that selling products to the federal government is a great way to get involved in government contracting. You can get some past award information. You can get some performance information, low-hanging fruit by servicing the DLA. So if you're interested in knowing, is the DLA right for you? Do you have what it takes? Do you have the right stuff? The way that you get involved is reaching out to me, yours truly, DLA Guru. I offer a 15-minute pre-screening phone call where I can get a chance to know who you are, understand your business, understand a little bit about your journey, and be able to give you some direction. And trust me, I'm not a pander. If I think that, hey, the DLA is not for you, I'm going to let you know. I don't recommend it based on what you're telling me. But if you're interested in just kind of, let me know a little bit more about you, I can give you some ideas of some training programs that I think might be good to kind of get you started. So I want you to take advantage of my 15-minute pre-screening phone call. I'll put the link to my 15-minute pre-screening phone call in the description of this video as well. As a matter of fact, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go ahead and drop that into the chat for those of you who may be interested in talking with me more about that. Okay, I just dropped that in the chat for you. All right, feel free to click that link, bookmark it, and let me know if you're interested in, once I see it come through, you'll get on my schedule and we'll be able to have a 15-minute pre-screening phone call, talk a little bit more about it. And just like we have Ephraim in the building, I don't think I see any other brigadier general level members. So Ephraim, hey man, you may be the only one in there for me today, because normally I have my brigadier generals coming in by now. But if you're interested in one-on-one with me in a more group setting, I offer a membership or members only CMCC channel here on YouTube, where we do our bi-monthly live streams where we'll be able to talk we'll be able to mic up and cam up and be able to talk through the StreamYard link that I provided. And by the way, Ephraim, the StreamYard link is right now in the members community forum. So feel free to go onto my homepage, click the members community forum, and you will have the link there. And for any of my graduates of my masterclasses, I think we have a couple of graduates over in the Patreon side. If you are seeing the content right now, log into your Patreon, go into the community forum, and you will see the link to the StreamYard link that I posted this morning. So feel free to click on that now, and that's going to bring you guys over into the StreamYard, and I'll be able to invite you into StreamYard today. So feel free, you can do that now, because we're getting ready to switch over to StreamYard in a second here. I got a few more. Let's see. No more comments have come in as of right now. Okay, great. So yeah, that's how you can find me on the StreamYard side. So as I wait for my Brigadier General and my DCP Patreon members to join me over here in StreamYard, I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about some of my training programs. So for those of you who have not decided to take training, or you guys have sat in some of those DLA free webinars, because guess what? Anything free is only going to get you yet so far. But I do have some fantastic training programs that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into creating for you to empower and inspire you for doing business with the DLA. My flagship training program, which is the 8 steps to successful federal supply contract bid submissions to the DLA. I launched this training program. It's probably one of my largest selling programs right now. It's basically going to give you guys all the toolage of hitting the ground running to make sure you do not make those 5 mistakes of doing business with the DLA. I have the link on screen, and I'll also drop it in the description of this video for the replay, for you guys to go ahead and click on that link, take a look at what that DLA Masterclass is all about. I highly recommend, for those of you who are new to DLA, take a look at it. And for those of you who have taken that class, or who have not taken the class and have won a DLA contract, and you're like, what the hell do I do now? I don't know how to interpret this. I don't know how to package, label, invoice, guess what? I got a masterclass just for you. It's called the 4 Steps to General Post-Award Processes to Successfully Complete Your Supply Contracts with the DLA. All right. So this masterclass is designed specifically for those of you who have wanted a contract and you just don't want to make a mistake and have your materials be shipped and get a quality notification, and all your blood, sweat, and tears and your efforts to support the DLA gets put in storage room B. Because you just didn't know what the heck you were doing. And so I created a masterclass that will help you solve all of those types of issues. This is a fairly new masterclass that I launched, and there's a lot more folks that are kind of taking a look at it. But I think it's not a highly sold masterclass as of right now, because a lot of folks are not just winning contracts yet, but once you guys start winning them, this class I think will be right for you. And we have my JCP masterclass also. If you guys are interested in getting access to technical documents, I put together my 4 steps to fast tracking the enhanced JCP certification program for technical control documents. And hey, Ephraim, by the way, thank you for that email you sent me the other day. Ephraim, he was looking into the JCP program and come to find out that you have to be a U.S. citizen and or a Canadian citizen in order to access the eJCP program. And so there may be other ways, Ephraim, for you to work with U.S. suppliers as it relates to that. We could talk a little bit about that in our closed circuit forum today that I'll be switching over in just a second. Man, time goes by so fast. It's like 51 minutes into this. Okay, great. And last but not least, I have my 3-day training. 3-day training. I launched this recently back in January. We had a great class in January. We had one company that joined us back in February, and we do have a training that's starting this week, as a matter of fact, on Monday, where you guys will be able to cam up, mic up with me over a 3-day training. Some people like, more of the interactive training versus the pre-recorded videos. And if that's the type of company you are and you're interested in just working with me directly, 4 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, where it's a really robust deep dive into doing business with the DLA. This is a super advanced masterclass that I recommend for companies who have, found a stride. They're getting contracts, but they just want to maybe figure out how to scale their business a little bit more. And this is what this DLA masterclass is designed to. So again, it's not really for newcomers. It's more for more seasoned companies. And you guys may just be looking for ways of further enhancing your DLA contracting business. So that's what that masterclass is for. And last but not least, thanks for watching. For those of you in the building, looks like we have 10 concurrent viewers in the building. Thanks again for watching my content today. Hopefully I was able to give you guys a little bit of toolage. And again, if you have a contract, a solicitation that you're looking at bidding on, and you just want to have a little bit more insight, feel free to click the link that's in the chat right now. I pinned it to the top, where you can go ahead and join my members only content at the Brigadier General level. We'll be over on that side of the coin for the next couple of hours, talking anything and everything the DLA related. So feel free to click that link and join me over in StreamYard. So again, if you happen to be coming in and you're late and watching this presentation today, click that link. Once you are initiated and you are official Brigadier General, then go to the community forum. In the community forum, there's a link that comes straight over to StreamYard. Click that link and I'll see you guys over on the StreamYard side of the coin. Looks like we got Ephraim in the building. Ephraim just joined us over here in StreamYard. Ephraim, I see you there. I'll be inviting you into StreamYard in a second here. So I am now, let's see, we got to go into our YouTube settings, and we will be moving the visibility from the public forum to the members only forum now. And it's only for my Brigadier General level members. So feel free to join me on that side of the coin, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Thanks again for watching, and for tuning in to this exciting announcement. I'm Parker Winslow, signing out.